well, maybe we can cut that off when we get to Color Dungeon, but give it a countdown?
Yeah.
Okay, ready, Rusty?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So this is Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX for the Game Boy Color. We're going to be running 100% today, which features, we have to get all of the items, all the upgrades, so that's going to be the powder, sword, bombs, arrows, and shield upgrade. We have to get all the photographs in the game. There are 12 photographs that are Game Boy Color exclusive. All the heart pieces, of course. And this also abides by the rules of no out of bounds and no wrong warp. We can save and quit, and we will be doing that quite a few times throughout the run. So no out of bounds is kind of hard to explain, but basically we can't walk on ceilings, and oh god, we have desync going on.
Yeah, sorry. I thought you started way earlier than I did.
That's okay. We're just gonna have to be the way it is.
You're gonna catch you up, don't worry about it.
Okay. So means we can't walk on ceilings, no out of bounds, and we can't make any unintended screen transitions. And I already made the first mistake of the run because I didn't actually save and quit in the proper location. But that's okay. No wrong warp is also kind of in the title. Any warp you take, any door you take, has to take you to its intended location. So there's not going to be any use of the dockhouse. So the first trick of this run we're going to be doing is called Moblin Skip. It's kind of RNG dependent in how it works. So we need to shield bounce an enemy into the correct position, and then after we get him in a correct position, we need him facing up. When we get him in that position, he'll shoot an arrow at us that'll launch us over a gap, damage boosting us across the gap. And we'll see that in just a second for me, as soon as I stop falling in pits.
Yo, I hit the same pit, don't worry about it. Monty. So here's Moblin Skip coming up.
So I got
I messed it up.
So I got Moblin Skip right there. I got him to face up, and then he shot an arrow and damage boosted me over the gap. You also notice that myself and Rusty were both saving and quitting every time or not saving and quitting, but opening up the save menu every time we open a chest. That cancels out the chest text that says, hey, you picked up a key, you got 100 rupees or whatever. So that saves some time throughout the run. So normally what we're supposed to do is we're supposed to get the magic powder and sprinkle the magic powder on the raccoon, which allows us to get through the forest, but since we skipped all of that, we have to get the magic powder at the trendy game because we need it for the run. Again, you're watching SS4C, which is Speed Stuff for Charity, which is raising money for Doctors Without Borders, a humanitarian aid and medical relief charity that provides medical aid and relief around the world to countries who need it. So if you like what you see, please donate. It's a great cause. We also have a donation war for red or blue tunic. There's only one right answer to which tunic you want to have. I'm not going to let you guys know what that is. So coming up next is I have to steal from the shop. This is actually intended in the game. So we need to steal the shovel so we can get the bow and the bombs. And if we steal from the shop, the shopkeeper kills us when we come back in. And stealing from the shop is actually required for 100%, because that's how you get your first photograph. I apologize to anyone watching the stream right now, and if you're seeing major frame drops on my end. Tried my best to get rid of them, but I'm sorry. So right now, you might notice that there's a difference between mine and Rusty's routing. So I picked up only one seashell, and he picked up 2. I'll be getting the seashell that I skipped later on, about 30-40 minutes in later in the run. Rusty and I have very different routing. The 100% route has changed quite a bit in the last month. So I lose about 30 seconds early on in the run, but I gain a minute back with this new routing. So there will be some disparity in the beginning. And we can open key blocks, or we can open doors by pushing sideways on key blocks. Saves a couple frames every time we do it. We'll be seeing that glitch later on too. So now we're in Dungeon 1, which plays pretty boringly. Get that first key. We actually skip one key right in the beginning because we can super jump to do a major sequence break in it, or a minor sequence break, let's call it. So right now we're going to get the best item in the entire game, which is the Rock's Feather. And we'll be saving it quick too. So the Rock's Feather allows us to jump. And you'll see us jump diagonally a lot because that actually makes us move faster. So whenever we walk diagonally, whoops, messed that up, didn't we? That was unfortunate RNG right there. I was supposed to kill the Moldorm, not knock him into a pit. But that's okay. So whenever we walk diagonally, we actually experience a slight movement speed, what do you call it? A decrease in speed, let's just say. But if we jump, we preserve our movement speed. So here's going to be the first super jump in the game. If you kind of walk into a wall, jump and then swing your sword, the game kind of thinks you're on a cliff, and that you're jumping off a cliff. So we use that to jump over various objects in the game. So we use that to jump over a key block right now. And since we stole the bow, which the game doesn't expect us to have so early on in the game, we can just shoot 2 arrows at this boss, and he goes down real quick. I'm going to take the ferry for marathon safety.
Same. I'm at half bar right now.
Then we have the first boss here, who's kind of a jerk. But that's how you kill him. And with that, we have completed Dungeon 1.
Hold on one second.
Yeah, Zorlax is the one who's doing most of the commentary. He probably has the laggy stream too. Rusty's...
Zorlax is definitely the one who knows the most about this game. And so it's a good thing that he's commentating more. I actually had no idea that you get the shop ceiling thing. I didn't realize that was how you got your first photo.
Yeah. It's a pretty fun photo, actually. So now we're going to make our way up. Now if you're used to the US version of the game, you can't actually skip certain text sequences. But in the Japanese version you can by pushing B. So that scene with the kids takes 17 seconds in the US version, but in the Japanese version you can just push B and cancel it all. So I'm going to skip this piece of heart right now because I'm like that. We will pick it up later, and it doesn't really save or lose any time to skip it now. So, it's like a teaser. So here we're going to get the second photo of the game. There's 12 photos in all. The photos were interesting because they were supposed to use the Game Boy printer, and you're supposed to print them out when you get them, and it's supposed to be a lot of fun. But I don't know anyone who had a Game Boy printer. I definitely didn't. The differences in the routes, I'll explain that in a little bit when we actually get to them, but Dungeon 7 and Dungeon 3 are different. Or not Dungeon, before Dungeon 3 are different. So, we have this mini-boss right here, which you want to face opposite him, wait for him to dash, spin, get a few hits on him, and rinse repeat.
Ooh. Just save that.
Now we got Bow Wow.
Mold armor.
Save and quit to reduce some movement. Again, I'm gonna skip this because I'm like that.
Yeah. I messed up my fight really badly. Usually you can 2 cycling, which is what I probably did. I had the 3 cycling.
And it looks like we got $250 in donation. That's amazing. Thanks everyone who donated.
Awesome.
It's a great cause, and we really appreciate it. So we need Bow Wow to eat one of those plants outside, and I missed an equip because I'm thinking of a different category. So that's one missed equip. And whether or not, how long it takes Bow Wow to eat is RNG, and he can be a jerk, but he was really nice to me for some reason.
Hope he does the same for me.
So Dungeon 2 actually is pretty much an intended route dungeon for all the speedruns that go to it. There's nothing much to really say or do that's special in here. Just get to the end as fast as you can.
Come on, bro. I'll take his sweet time with me. Holy moly. Alright.
Again, since the game doesn't expect us to have the bow so early, we're just going to use it on this mini boss here. 2 arrows and he's down. The arrow route in this first half of this first half of the route is very tight. You can't waste a single arrow, and that actually plays a major role in how you speedrun the game. Again, we're gonna open up the save menu to whoops, think of a different route again. Not used to having to give actual commentary while running, but this is okay. We're doing fine. So this room, you have to kill enemies in a specific order. You have to kill the bat, or the bunny, the bat, and the skeleton. Not their official names. In that order, or else the chest won't appear.
Alright, can I quickly announce donation for a sec?
Absolutely.
We got, to bring us to $250, we had a $15.25 donation from Cosmic the Dolphin. He's saying, Cosmic hate cleaning up so Boo Head can do his run. Because of course with $250 that means we've got a Luigi's Mansion 100% run at the end of the marathon. And he said afterwards that he's putting it towards Red Tunic, which might make you two quite happy.
Good for him. Good for us.
Save those frames. So yeah, that brings us to $250, and I'll let you get back to commentating now.
So I'm going to explain this boss after I take care of him. Alright, so normally with this boss you have to... He shoots 8 fireballs at you, you pick up the bottle, and then you throw it against the wall. You do that 3 times, then the bottle breaks. However, we use this trick called wall clipping, where we kind of walk inside of a wall a little bit by walking into the corner of the wall. By doing that, it messes with the collision detection of the game, and it breaks the bottle immediately. And then we place 1 bomb and then shoot a bomb arrow right in quick succession, which actually defeats the genie in really fast. It defeats him really fast. So that was found out about a year ago by a glitch hunter named Wanglicious. So that's a pretty cool thing. Before we didn't have that the bomb arrow bomb set up. So right now I'm gonna be walking seemingly nowhere to activate a warp.
Yeah, man. I messed this up.
Give me a second. Right here, there's that warp point. Now we saw it, now it's activated. So we use the save to get back to Dungeon 2. That was kind of embarrassing right there, but that's okay. Again, I'm going to skip the piece of heart because I'm like that. And enemies moving in my way, of course. Doesn't really matter how much damage I take. Whoops. pause a little early. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm having some stream issues, Alchemist. I tried my hardest to fix it, but there's not too much I can do if that's what we're referring to. Now we're gonna get the first upgrade of the run. Just like a Link to the Past, if you sprinkle powder on these little shrines, a guy comes out, and he gives us the curse of having to hold more items. And if you say the first item he offers to increase for you is what's it called? The powder. If you say no, that you don't want that. And then we're gonna get another photo with Bow Wow. I actually believe this cutscene is RNG a little bit, so there's probably like it's probably plus or minus 20 frames that this cutscene can actually take. I was testing it out and it seemed to be variable every time I did it, so
I have seen that like sometimes Link can be closer to Bow Wow than he is than other times.
yeah.
Like in the cutscene, I didn't know what would have happened or if it mattered at all. But
We got panic in the chat, guys.
oh no.
So then we have to get another photo. We have to get a photo with Richard, which I refer lovingly as the dick pic, because Richard means dick, and it's a picture with Richard. I'm sorry. So we take a picture with Richard, who has never before seen us. He has no idea who we are, but he wants to take a photo with us anyways, so that's cool. So that's that. 100% is a very fun category because it's very low pace, or slow pace. It's all just about how much you remember of the category. You get all these hearts, get all these upgrades, so you're never really at risk for dying. So that was a Villa skip with 1 frame. If you pause the game on the frame you fall into a pit, the game kind of thinks you're on land for some reason, and then after that you can just walk down a screen. So this is where mine and Rusty's routes kind of differ a bit. So I'm gonna go in here and get this seashell. So this costs me about 30 seconds right now in the run, but it benefits me later because I could do Dungeon 7 drastically different than Rusty should be.
Yeah, that's gonna be a huge difference. Also, since I missed the quick kill on the second boss, it's not gonna be a huge delay. It's just gonna lose me a lot of time because I can't do bomb arrows. I'm just gonna do regular bombs for a lot of things I would usually do bomb arrows for.
And then much like the Villa skip thing, I'm doing water jumping right now. So if I pause the exact frame that I land on the water, I can jump from the water, which allows me to screen transition. So I needed that just to get that seashell. And we'll be seeing that some more throughout the run, at least once more. Now we're in Dungeon 3, which actually plays more or less identically to Save and Quit, which is the main category of the game. Except for in this one, or no Save and Quit, excuse me. Except for this time we can Save and Quit. We're going to see another instance of super jumping right now to save about 3 seconds. Let's jump over that. And there we go. Then we need to kill all the enemies in this room. There are 5. Don't pick up the acorn. That would be very bad. Waste some time. Pick up the key and continue on. Switch to bombs. So right now we have to fight the Dodongo snakes. if you 3 bombs and you kill one of them, and for some reason if you leave the room, come back after killing one of them, they're both dead. Now we're gonna get the second best item in the game, which are the boots. First best, I said that on purpose. Best item is obviously, oops, I almost messed that up. My keyboard slid across my desk a little bit. Best item is obviously the feather. So the boots in this game operate kind of different than the boots or other speeding up items in other Zelda games, in that you can move while you charge them. So a big part of what this game is, and optimizing your movement, is charging around corners and knowing when your boots are going to go off, because after you start dashing, you can't really affect your movement.
Also, a small side note, Hidden Scope is in the chat right now. His last name is, we call him Riddler. And I like to refer to this dungeon as the True Riddler dungeon. So they always try to make you do all these optimized things that I just don't want to. So every time I pass by something that he wants me to do and I don't do it, I just say, screw you, Riddler, and we get out of there.
Yeah. Riddler likes to forcefully suggest Rusty to do things.
Mm-hmm. Forcefully.
Here's a very minor skip in the game.
Actually, I think it's this one. Yeah.
And I got dogs and they're barking. So we pause there to skip some text.
No? Shoot. I'm stuck.
And that's Dungeon 3.
Oh no, this is. I'm just doing all sorts of weird things right now. Actually, I don't know if this works. Nope. Okay.
Experimental strats.
I ran out of bombs, and I'm not sure where to get more.
2 rooms north of the owl room. We had to kill the 2 owls.
Oh, okay. Isn't there a mini boss in this too? Oh no, no. Well, this is awful.
Oops. Missed that trick a little bit. That's okay. That's not what I wanted. That's still not what I wanted.
Oh, okay.
Actually, we're up
This is stressing me out. Really hard.
train percent. So if you noticed, we hadn't actually picked up any items in the training sequence. But for some reason, if you complete Dungeon 3, the game just gives you one of the items in the training sequence because the game assumes that you're supposed to have it. So I have the stick.
This is so bad. Oh.
Now we're going to go on and get some seashells because we need 20 seashells to get the level 2 sword. There are 26 seashells in the game, but we don't actually get all 26 for 100%. Partially because after you get 20, the seashells are supposed to turn into rupees or something. I actually haven't seen that myself, but I take everyone's word for it. So if you enter the seashell house with 5 or 10 seashells, it just gives you another one. So that's always cool. Get some more seashells.
Not really unlucky for Bone. I was just, I don't even know what I've been doing. It's been a rough run so far. It's okay though. We're back on track. gonna make it work. Screw Riddler right here. Usually do a thwomp skip, but I'm just gonna run right through him.
No thwomp skip. Sad
No thwomp
days.
skip today. I'm already flustered enough, I just need to get through this stupid dungeon.
And we trade honeycomb for the pineapple.
Oh shoot.
So now we're going to do the Dream Shrine, which is also pretty reduced due to super jump, so we're just going to jump up the cliff and just cut out half the Dream Shrine, or like 80% of the Dream Shrine. Keep on balking into walls, which for reasons I don't understand. Super jump, and that's it. Save and quit. Get the ocarina, save and quit. Then we have to do one of the dumbest mini games for the speedrun, in my opinion.
It's not that bad.
The fishing mini game. We need to do this fishing mini game because one of the fish actually has a piece of heart. I just hate it because of all the mashing that's involved. So we have to catch this first one because he's in the way. Then we need to catch the one on the bottom right, the big one on the bottom right. We got it. We got it kind of fast too. So we need to say no, we don't need to live a little, and we're done fishing. And we're going to enter the library here because we're going to save and quit and return back to it a couple times. And we're going down to the beach to get married. Super romantic beach cutscene.
Mm-hmm. Riddler, close your eyes.
Cover your eyes, Riddler. And the most important trick of the run, got the nut grab. Doesn't affect anything. So widely known fact, the seagulls you see in the center of the cutscene are actually RNG where they land or where they're flying. So this cutscene is never quite the same anytime you come into it. It's very important for the run. Then we get Marin, we lift her over our heads somehow, and we go for a jog.
You going for a jog?
Go for a jog.
Are you not saying quit though?
And then we have to get a couple photos with Marin. These are actually all missable. So this is why a lot of people probably never actually completed the photo album, because you need to have Marin with you to do this. I only found 2 of the 3 photos when I was a casual player in my youth, back in the good old days. We go over here because we need to get a seashell.
Oh!
Save and quit again. Get photo number 2 with Marin. Actually kind of a funny picture if you ever see it. Get that piece of heart. And we're continuing on. We have one more photo to get with Marin, which is right here in front of the weathercock. The weathercock. And Terran blocks the shot, so figure out what you want to call that. That's why I say this 100% is an easy category, because there's just a lot of cutscenes. It's like 50% mashing through cutscenes.
50%?
exactly 50%. Oops, missed that dash. Bumped into the wall there.
Finally got my ocarina. We're getting there. Getting places.
We need a warp twice to get back to the animal village because we need Marin to sing to the walrus, whom we can actually skip, but in this category it's arguably much slower. I think it's actually infinitely more. It's infinitely slower to skip the walrus. Then we sing, hope for good luck. And we got walrus sound, so that's always a good thing. Sounds like Rusty's doing the fishing mini game right now.
Oh shoot, I just did it again. Oops. Well, this is getting quite a run. No, I'm good. Alright, let's get out of here.
So, this boss has a hitbox that if I just shoot 2 arrows at it, I can kill it before it forms. So that was supposed to be the Land Mola, so if you know A Link to the Past at all, that's the Dungeon 2 boss. At least for us, it's a lot more simple. A lot simpler. Then we have to get another seashell. In addition to being 50% mashing, this game's also just 50% overworld movement for this route. Talk to the owl, who we all hate. This is actually the first instance of an owl being a character in a Zelda game. Even predates Ocarina of Time's owl. But in this game, he's just referred to as Owl. That's not.
Right, so my first item woman.
Was not what I meant to item for, but that's okay. So we have to get another piece of heart in a non-intended way. We just jump over that gap. Normally, you're supposed to enter the dungeon in a different way and then toss a bomb off a cliff, then hookshot across. But that's just too much work. So one of the parts about 100% that I didn't actually mention is you have to get all 3 Ocarina songs. So that makes... I mean, you'd have to get them all anyways to complete a run, but for completeness sake, you have to get them, even if you could skip one of them, and you can, but it's not really faster.
No.
So I have a tradition during this cutscene. I like to open a soda and drink it because it calms my nerves. Then we want to say that we did like the song and it sticks in our mind, because if we say no to that, we had to listen to the whole song over again and then we cry. So moving on, this is why we activated the warp earlier, and so we can warp straight to the key hole area of Dungeon 4. It saves probably about 5 seconds of movement, but you know, 5 seconds is 5 seconds. Oh, it's a soda. $10 to anyone who can guess what soda it is. No one's gonna get it.
Sun-kissed.
No.
Ginger ale.
Oh, that's not a brand of soda.
Are we looking for a brand?
I mean, you need to be specific. You could just say, "Oh, you're drinking a cola," and
I don't know ginger ale brands.
ginger ale.
I don't know, man.
Hashtag ginger ale brand.
Is it a ginger ale though?
It's not ginger ale, no. Is that even a soda?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think maybe not. I don't know.
It's not Orange Crush either. It's not Sprite. So we have to go save this guy here. Very important for the speedrun. There's actually, what am I doing here? There's actually a whole category dedicated just to saving this guy, called Save the Guy %.
Yeah.
Not Mountain Dew, not Mr. Pibb. I don't know what Rio is.
Is it Shasta Black Cherry?
It's not Shasta Black Cherry. Oddly
Yeah.
specific. I'm not gonna give hints to what soda I'm drinking.
Mm.
It's cheating. Now we're in Dungeon 4. Dr. Thunder. I wish I had Dr. Thunder. I need to try it out. It says Thunder in its name. It's probably terrible because it's an off-brand.
Oh, whoops. What's the name?
Oh my god. It's funny, you do one legacy run, and then all your menus are messed up.
You don't play this game for a month and a half, and all your menus is messed up.
That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it.
That's mine too, man.
And then we're gonna do another water jump here to bypass another section of the dungeon, skip a mini boss fight. We actually got a weird tile pattern this time. So we need to step on these tiles in the specific order to open the door. Oh, I can't keep up with chat right now.
Oh, is it a Jones soda? That's a good guess.
It's not Jones Soda. I've actually never had a Jones Soda.
What? Yo, Jones soda's delicious.
Super expensive. So we're gonna do another super jump that's pretty cool. We're gonna super jump and like swing our sword at this enemy called a P-hat, and we'll jump up this cliff here. We'll be seeing something similar like that in the run later on in Dungeon 7. But that's another pretty fun sequence break. It saves about 5 seconds. Then you kill this boss with 3 bomb arrows. Down for the count.
So, like, what's the chance of you forgetting something and letting me catch up?
Say that again?
What's the chance of you forgetting something and letting me catch up?
Well, I'm only +2 seconds on my run on world record.
Oh, yeah, dude. Jeez. So you have to forget like several things.
Yeah. And I've missed Rooster Skip in my,
Jeez. Yo, if you world record, that'd be pretty cool.
there's a lot of runs, so.
Oh, nice. And they say your stream's looking better too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm watching it. It looks pretty nice.
Mumble time. Okay. How about this race? Make sure, when this is a charity marathon, speed stuff for charity, I always get the name wrong. Raising money for Doctors Without Borders. Charity organization that provides medical relief and humanitarian aid to countries around the world who need it. Who are suffering disasters, other things of that nature. I can't think of like that are dealing with war right now. So they send doctors out there to those kind of countries, and they provide medical relief to those people who need it. So donate if you can. It's a great cause. We also have a bid war that's closing very soon. It's going to close when I get to the entrance of the color dungeon for red or blue tunic. I don't know what the totals are at right now, but red tunic is faster, and that's the one we should be using.
So if you guys want to see a more exciting race, there's the blue tunic.
I would be doing boot strats if I got blue tunic, so now we got this ghost who people always say is really annoying, but I really like him, so. He's annoying in the speed run because sometimes he randomly talks to you, which slows you down about 3 seconds. So we need to return the ghost to his house, he says, oh boy, my house, I don't want to be here anymore, but let's go check it out. Now take me back to my grave after I have my nostalgia. Don't ask me why. There's also a
If you guys
sea.
believe... Oh, go ahead, go for it.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if you guys believe that RustySneakers make a comeback, let me see some ones in the chat.
This ghost talks super slow. So there's a seashell hidden here. This is one of the screens where the ghost may randomly talk to me. And I think he is. Oh, he didn't talk to me, that's good. So that doesn't waste... So we didn't lose 3 seconds to randomness. So we're gonna get our next upgrade in the run right now. So we don't want the powder upgrade, we want the arrow upgrade. If you say no the first time, you'll skip the powder and get the arrow. Powder is relatively useless in the game, so you never really want it. After that we play Mambo's Mambo. Mambo's Mambo is a warp song that takes us back to like basically the center of the map. And then we're going to return the ghost to the grave, because he's going to talk to us very slowly because that's what he likes to do. Tells us that there's a seashell in his house, which we will be picking up in this speedrun. And we have to get another photograph. This photograph is called I Used to Be Afraid.
Holy cow. Not a bombs again.
Oh no.
It's been rough.
Did you not do the bomb upgrade? Is that what happened?
Did I
Doesn't
power up for me? Oh, I did. Holy cow. It doesn't matter, I guess, now. It should be good. Because I don't think I need bombs until that point. Oh, but I'm getting arrows.
Get bombs in Dungeon 4. By going left at the dungeon.
Dungeon 4.
You already beat it? Ah.
Yikes. Oh, yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know where
like
those...
buy some? That's probably like... But then I throw on rupees.
Of course, the ghosts are trolling me right now. So now we're in the color dungeon, which is the coolest dungeon in the game. Super linear, sadly. The first thing is you have to answer what question these guys are, or what color these guys are. They're always the same. The answers are always in the same order. The music in this dungeon is a remix of original Legend of Zelda dungeon music, so that's pretty cool.
Any idea if there's any bombs in the color dungeon?
I think there's only powder in the color dungeon. I can't think of a place where there's bombs in the run, like until like dungeon 6 or something. Or 7.
Bombs with, like,
you need bombs to kill the Master Stalfos. I mean, bombs will be more useful than arrows right now, because you can kill the bosses with just... You don't need the arrows for the bosses. It'll be slower, but...
What about a place where there's arrows?
I can only think of Dungeon 8 and Dungeon 6. Off the top of my head.
Any enemies that commonly drop bombs?
No. The cucumber men drop one bomb or one arrow apiece. Any drop you get from enemies is going to be one item of it.
I might have to just go and buy some and then somehow get more rupees, farm a little bit later or something. I think that's the best I can think of.
I'm trying to think of where there's rupees in this.
Oh yeah, in this gallery, that's around somewhere.
I tried my hardest to kill this guy in this room because he's kind of a troll with his bombs. And we're at the worst room in the entire dungeon, what is known as the multicolor room. And it's actually really nice today. Not the fastest, but definitely not the worst. So the gimmick is you need to knock all those enemies in the correct color holes. We have a puzzle in this room, gotta make everything all blue. And then we have this boss who has a weird color gimmick that I never understood as a kid. You're just supposed to damage him until he dies. He says that he's turning colors and something like that, but... Oh, and I'm assuming it's red tunic, because that was the last I heard. I'm so sorry.
Did you take the red tunic?
I'm taking the red tunic now because I'm pretty sure that's what I heard last. Because there was a $25 donation for it. I should have asked for that. I was too busy thinking about the run.
How ahead was the,
Someone donated $25 last I heard.
Right, but how much did the blue tunic have before that?
26, but they're pretty much dead even for that donation.
Oh, okay.
Rusty can get the correct color tunic. Was it blue tunic, Mata? Okay, red one. Okay, we're good.
Okay, perfect.
I was worried for a second. Only tunic.
Yeah. When do I need bombs next?
Dungeon 5.
Still,
Dungeon 5.
Yeah.
But you need them in Dungeon 5.
Yeah, but I go through town to get the room and stuff, so I can get anything. I don't have to, like, make a terrible detour.
Evidently, Mr. Wright's lover is Princess Peach. So there's that. Like 99% sure that red one. I mentioned this in my Legacy run, but this game has a lot of Mario and other Nintendo cameos. There's a Kirby character that we will never see in a speedrun. There's Goombas, bloopers.
We'll see him in my version.
I didn't hear what was that, Rusty?
Oh, we'll see Kirby in my run. Cause I got that seashell on D7.
Oh yeah, you do!
Yep.
That's awesome, yeah. So we'll see a Kirby in Rusty's run. But there's a reason this game has a lot of other Nintendo cameos, because this game was actually was just like a behind-the-scenes side project that someone at Nintendo was working on. And he was just making this game for fun. He was making a Link to the Past port for the Game Boy Color. And someone higher up in the company saw it and said, hey, let's make that into a real game. So a lot of the stuff that was already in the game, like Mario cameos and whatever, that just got carried through. So I get this seashell that I skipped early on, I get it now. We have to get another heart piece, which is kind of annoying to get because it's out of the way and it just means you have to mash A a lot. Yes, kind of a damage boost off that. This mashing is too much. It's impossible to talk while mashing. So we dive, get that. Save and quit. Say goodbye to my wrists. Carpal tunnel. Shoutouts to Seabass. And Outlaws. The whole LADX crew. So enemies are giving me really bad RNG, they're just walking right into me.
Yo, you guys are good.
Pick up another seashell. we're almost done with the trading sequence. This is a fun factoid that some people don't know. In the Japanese version, the fisherman picks up a bra, which I just call a pretty bow. But Nintendo of America decided to censor that and make it a pearl necklace. Because having a naked mermaid is just a no-no. So right now she's topless, and that's just, you can't do that. This mermaid is also RNG how she swims off screen. I don't understand why, but whatever.
Yeah, it's just in a really real color room. Oops.
And I need to mash the jump button here because it makes me swim slightly faster. That's painful for me to do. Then Dungeon 5. Dungeon 5 is the main reason why we want Red Tunic, because it makes a few room clears like that first one we saw, makes it slightly easier, slightly faster. Makes that kill a lot easier too. That guy trolled us a little bit.
The red tunic, right?
Red Tunic, yep. So we move on with the dungeon. I think that's the only key we need for the entire dungeon. This mini boss, you have to fight him 4 different times. The first time you fight him, he takes 3 bombs to defeat, and then he runs away saying, "Oh, I'm tired of this," or whatever he says. "I'm out of here." After we fight him the 4th time, he drops the shot. So the second and third time we fight him, he takes 2 bombs, and the last time we fight him, he takes 3 bombs to defeat. Fun fact: you can shoot. Hold on. If you can shoot 4 bomb arrows at him, and it actually kills him, and he drops a small key. Doesn't help in the speedrun at all.
So I imagine I'm gonna have to pick up a second chest for rubies. You know where any extra are? I know there's one in D2, but I could probably go get one now.
There's one. Yeah, I know what you can do. Give me a second. Don't worry about. You can get it a lot later too, so don't even worry about it. Right now, I'll explain when I have a chance. Whoops, missed an equip. So you know that. You know where the tree shell is? The one we refer to as the tree shell?
Yeah.
The seashell we refer to as. There's a cave like two rooms north of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just go and get that chest. I think that's 100 in it, or 50 at least.
Okay. Thanks.
We have a very tough jump that I got first try. Normally we're supposed to have the hook shot, and we hook shot the bridge across, but if you, with the weird way that pits work in this game, you can kind of bypass that a little bit. So now we're gonna go fight the mini boss for the 4th time. Get the hook shot.
Sorry.
Gesundheit. The German translation is pretty funny too. And then 3 bomb arrows, he's down. He drops the hook shot. We need to wait a second after we get it because it's not in our inventory. Then we can save and quit. Oops.
Oh crap. I gotta die to this stuff.
So we need to pick up this 200 rupee chest because we need it to get the 3rd song. So recently, I say recently, in about for a while actually. It's hard to explain. So when speedruns of this category first occurred, everyone chose Red Tunic because that just seemed like the obvious choice. You get more power, so obviously means you're faster. Then, after a while, people decided they wanted to do Blue Tunic because it makes this Dungeon 5 boss a lot easier. And then I came along and showed that you can actually fight the mini-boss just as fast as you would Blue Tunic. The reason this mini-boss gets tough is because the Red Tunic gives you a knockback effect, so that kind of means your hits have to be staggered out a little bit between each time you hit the boss. The boss takes 8 hits to kill, no matter what tunic you have. So I'm going to try to do a 2-cycle. This boss is RNG. So 4 hits in the first cycle, which is exactly what we want. And we got perfect RNG on the boss.
Nice.
And that's how you do it. So people didn't think that was possible or easy to do for a long time, but then I accidentally started to do it.
Off from that right now. Maybe like an hour. Sorry.
What is? What context is that? Jack of Hearts. Oops. Went 1 pixel too far. So we had to get another picture with the fisherman. Okay, got it. There's a weird timing to this. If you miss a cycle, it takes like 5 seconds because the mouse needs to be in a certain position for the picture to be taken. So we got another picture, which is pretty cool. And if you hold jump when you get out of the water, you jump out of the water. It's a really weird trick, but we use that to jump up the bridge there. So we're going to complete the trading sequence now. And get the magnifying glass, which to me looks more like a mirror, but whatever. So now we're going to make our way, get another seashell, and get the boomerang. Which is, it's needed for the speedrun to complete the 100% definition, which we need to have the boomerang in our inventory at least once. You can use it to kill the final form of the last boss really quickly. I won't be doing that. I'll try to do a final boss skip, which saves only like 5 seconds done properly. But also allows us to sequence break Dungeon 7 a little bit. Get a little audio glitch right now. Whoops. Pull on the chest, not the rock. We have to trade for the boomerang, so we trade the shovel because we don't need the shovel anymore. And we mambo back. So I had to get the tree shell. I'm just saying that so I remember. It's a seashell that you get from bonking into a tree. It's high up on my list of items that I forget in the speedrun. That and the level 2 shield. And we get a dumb little sequence of things we call the signpost maze. So, tree shell hype. So the signpost maze, you have to read these signs in a specific order. They tell you which way to go. If you read a sign twice, you have to start over from the beginning. This is the only time in the game where you can actually read a sign with B. So you can accidentally read the same sign twice if you're trying to mash to cancel the text. It's really dumb. I enjoyed it when I was a kid for some reason, but I guess I was not a smart kid.
Alright, took this jumper as well. There we go.
Then we finish that, and we go down here, and we get the best song in the game. I'll be quiet for the song. And then we got song 3. We take that, we mambo back. Upcoming, we have a trick that's very tough called rooster skip. Back in the old days, it was known as the skipping the flying rooster glitch, but that's really wordy. It's a great name for it, yes. It's a double frame perfect trick, and if you fail it, you're out 30 seconds. You can fail it a little bit during the trick, but if you fail it all the way, you fall in the pit. It'll make more sense when we get there. You lose 30 seconds.
Are we not allowed to reset on this one?
You can reset. I mean, you can reset if you want. I'm not going to be resetting because I don't have BIOS on my emulator.
Gotcha, okay. For the sake, since I'm so far behind, I'm gonna go ahead and reset. Review.
So we're getting our way to rooster skip right now. Skipping the rooster sequence actually saves about 50 seconds if you do it correctly.
Go for the 2 cycle, hopefully I can get it.
Take the safe route through this cave. Okay, we're in okay position. And we got it, double firsties, so that's hype as poop, so I don't want to curse on stream. So, we're on really good pace now. So what happens there is when you hookshot, there's one frame where the game thinks you're on solid ground, and you can actually jump from there.
Oops.
And you do that twice to get over that gap. We have to get another photo right here. Oh, didn't go all the way. That's strange. Okay, and that's the right equips. Then we hookshot to get this piece of heart because that saves a little bit of time. Shoutouts to Vela.
Shoutouts to Vela.
We make our way up the mountain. Hopefully we won't get trolled by chocolate chips. And we didn't get trolled by the chocolate chips. That's pretty cool. So we get the powder upgrade. I'm not going to waste all the powder out of safety. But we get the powder upgrade. It's the last upgrade like this that we need. Capacity upgrade. Now we have the powder, which is essentially useless.
Whoops.
We have a neat little sequence break right now. Normally you're supposed to complete Dungeon 7, get the Dungeon 7 item to get through this flamethrower, but if we kind of walk in the wall a little bit and then we can just walk right by it. One of the reasons we do Dungeon 8 first is because we want the Dungeon 8 item, which is the Fire Rod. Oopsies. Oopsie poodles. Which makes the Dungeon 7 boss go by a lot faster. Just did not switch to Mambo, which is not the worst thing to do, but whatever. I'm a little far there. That's fine. Gotta push this block, do a sideways block push. You kind of wall clip into the block and then push on it on a specific pixel. That's unfortunate that I did that. That's okay. Mistakes happen. Do another sideways block push here. Get that chest. We're gonna see a cool trick called invulnerability glitch. So, hook shot is something at point blank range. You can't take damage. So we use that to push that guy into the hole, which allows us to clear the room. You're gonna do a couple super jumps right here. Like that. Which allows us to skip a significant portion of this dungeon. Now we have the Fire Rod. With it we can do some cool stuff, but we probably won't see any cool stuff for me because that's how I play. Another fun fact, Dungeon 8 has every mini-boss in the game in it somewhere. We only really see this one. That's not the end of the world. Kinda messed up that mini-boss, but that's okay. We have to solve this tile puzzle, which is kind of annoying. And we have to jump while doing it so we can line ourselves up next to a chest that's about to spawn. And we got it perfectly. As far as I know, I'm the only one who does that really ridiculous strat to get closer to the chest. Like,
yeah,
like that.
It's such a cool strat, though.
Saves probably like 10 frames if you do it compared to everyone else's strat.
The first time I saw that, though, my mind was blown.
Another piece of heart. Now we have another, like, we have to do a water jump, which allows us to do a super jump. So we're gonna do a lava jump technically. Doing a lava jump pushes us further into the wall for some reason, which allows us to do the super jump. Because we need to be inside the wall a little bit to do a super jump. Whoops. I completely messed that up. That's okay. Still a 2-cycle, which is amazing. Oh, it doesn't have the D... I guess it doesn't... Yeah, it doesn't have the D7 mini-boss. Oh, I thought that was gonna happen because I was going kind of slow. I thought it had every mini-boss because I saw a bunch of them. That's okay. Little slip-ups here and there in that dungeon, but not bad. Now we have the most, I think, the most resident sleeper section of the entire speedrun. Getting to Dungeon 7. It's the same in every route, save and quit, no save and quit, legacy, and 100%. And there's actually a slightly altered route that was discovered that saves about a second or two. I haven't done it or seen it done yet, so I don't do it.
Is that Riddler's route?
I think it was found out by Surreal Guy, but it could have been found out by Riddler. I'm not sure.
Alright, I'm about to do Rooster Skip. Really rusty this, so let's hope it goes well.
just let me know when serious time is over.
Okay, I'm still not quite there.
Okay.
Still
Tom-
traveling, so talk if you want. Go for it.
The thing we're talking about is the alternate routing to D7 Riddler. And yeah, that's the Goma for Dungeon 5 mini boss. It has the Rolling Bones, it has a Hinox, it has Dodongo Snakes. There's Beleno. Okay, I'll be quiet then.
Whew, got it. Woo.
Nice.
Scared me. Not double firsties, but I'll take it. I will take it. Oh man, did I get the key though?
Double firsties is luck.
Okay. Nah, you got that down pat.
I mean, I'm gonna brag right now because I like to brag during these. I did do I did 500 drills of Rooster Skip before this marathon.
You believe, man?
I did not want to lose the run to that. I got, during my last set of 100, I got a 91% of success rate, so I was like, okay, I'm done. Okay, we have to get the level 2 shield or else this run is a sham. Got it. That's what we use the boomerang for. That's like the main use of the boomerang right there. So if you just touch the lever and pull back for like a frame or two, the blocks retract for some reason.
And only in a specific version of the game.
Yeah, it's only in version 1.0. US or Japanese. Not really a big deal if you can't get a version that has that. So Dungeon 7 is the big routing change between myself and Rusty. We actually kind of do the dungeon opposite of each other. So you have to knock down these 4 pillars for the 4th floor of the dungeon to collapse onto the 3rd. And I do a super jump here while grabbing a ball in midair. To do that. Then we have another hookshot jump, which is very tricky, and I'm praying that I get. This one's harder than Rooster Skip for me. So we have to grab the ball, jump, hookshot jump across the gap. Oh, got it finally. Whew. That was like 7th try hookshot. But whatever, we made it across. All that matters is we made it across the gap.
There's no resetting on that one.
It was probably slower than going around at that point. And here's a slight modification to my route. Do that. We pause in a specific frame, we can hookshot into this block and make it through. We have another P-hat super jump coming up. Whoops, didn't actually, I did it right, but wow, I'm actually screwing this up. That's what that's supposed to look like. I probably practiced that about 70 times before the race, but whatever. So we have another boss quick kill here. Game doesn't expect us to have the fire rod, so it takes 3 hits of the fire rod to kill this guy. For some reason, when you save and quit, there's like a barrier that gets removed from the game. I'm going to demonstrate this first. So like there's kind of like a screen wrap that goes on with the boss and the fire rod. But that only happens when you save and quit for some reason. And that's Dungeon 7. So when you see Rusty do it, you'll see him do it in a completely different way. Oh yeah, after the 4th one I was losing it. I couldn't even see the screen. I was like out of focus at that point. It was scary. I mean, I was certain I was going to lose it.
It's a pretty good snake room.
I don't even know. Oh, I know what snake room you're referring to.
What? There's only one snake room.
Well, there's the Dodongo snakes. And that's the last piece of heart in the entire speedrun. Also known as the real heart piece of shame. If you get that in a no save and quit run, that's a bad day. So we have to get the last photograph as well. So we're going to use the fire rod to burn bushes so we have a clearer path. And then here we go. Last photograph of the run. And the mouse is white in this cutscene for some reason that I don't know why, but whatever. It's just, he's normally purple, but I guess that's just programming for you. Burn some bushes to get some movement, clear a path, you know, run-of-the-mill stuff. I think that's gonna happen. Those guys are a pain in the butt, the guys who drop bombs. So now we're gonna use the shield to bump these Armos Knight statues. Some of them turn to life when you touch them. So we use the shield just to bump them out of the way. It's a lot faster than doing anything else. Then we're gonna get the 20th seashell in our speedrun. Oopsies. I hope it's 20. I don't think I miscounted, but you never know.
I can't hold it now. It's explosive.
Then we have a fun boss coming up, the Armos Knight. I'm glad you guys chose Red Tunic because Red Tunic makes this fight about a second faster. Oops. Well, not when I do it that way. But you can actually, if you have the Red Tunic, you can just swing your sword at him and he takes damage. But I was trying to get the spin slash on him initially to knock him in the corner, but I didn't quite do it right. I can answer for Rusty. He's using BGB right now. I use Gambate. Both those are perfectly acceptable emulators for the speedrun. It's a whole second faster.
Is it called Gambit or Gambate?
Gambate.
Oh, okay.
I called it Gambat for a while too, like an American. But I want to say it's Japanese, but I wouldn't know.
Okay. I have no idea.
Then we have a stupid jump coming up. That's a minor, like a minor sequence break, and I got it. Normally you're supposed to hookshot across that gap. I'm known for failing that. Okay, that bomb guy almost gave me the business there. And this is where we find out whether or not I have enough seashells, although I could have looked at my menu at any point of the run and said, oh, I have enough seashells.
Oh, my menus are so messed up.
Alright.
It'll be rough.
And now we're getting the level 2 sword. And then you need to wait a second after you get it, because it won't be in your inventory for a little bit. So if you save before you actually pick it up, you don't have it. It's strange. Now we're in Dungeon 6, which is crazy broken now with super jumps. There's a little bit of dogs here in my house.
Oh my god.
So we lay a bomb here. Use that to knock the switch. And I like to lay a bomb right here to get all these 4 enemies killed. Second instance of using the boomerang. I could probably use a different item for this trick. We need to pray for good RNG on Moldorm. What else is new? Okay. We need a good RNG so we can place that bomb quickly and kill those two Wizrobes, which is great. So we got it. And we get another stupid resident sleeper portion of the run. The tile room. We just have to wait for the tiles to finish. Nothing else you can really do about it. You can't really speed them up. Except for killing the last one speeds it up a little bit. So I have a little trick coming up here. I have to place a bomb in a specific pixel. And then time out my arrows. Oh, I don't think I got it, okay. That Wizrobe, for some reason, when you shoot arrows at it on a specific set of frames, or just like at a point in its animation, he gets stun locked, so I can use that to shoot 4 arrows at him. It's a really tight timing that I don't really understand yet, but we use a super jump to get up this cliff. And we have to open this chest with a pot because that's the only way to open it. It's actually intended to be opened that way. We have another super jump coming up down the cliff, which is, you can actually get stuck in the wall if you do it improperly. That's okay. And then we're just making our way to the boss now. Easy as pie. We have one more arrow to use in the run, which is right here. After that, we don't need any more arrows. Normally I like to waste them all, but I have like 30, so. This mini boss, you just have to throw his item at him, and then he goes down to the count. We don't need those spare bombs because they're spare bombs. And we're making our way to the final, or the Dungeon 6 boss. We have to kill this Wizrobe right here. This boss, I kept calling him mini boss for some reason. He has a hitbox before he actually shows up, so we can hit him with 3 bombs before he actually disappears. And then we throw 2 more. He's actually my favorite boss in the whole Zelda franchise because he's just a face on the floor. So there you go. That's Facade. Pick up the groupie.
Oh my god.
Here we go. I'm gonna do something right now. Let's get my picture files up. I have a quick kill for the last boss that only I use because I'm crazy. I need pictures of it. Let's see. That's the push frame one. Leave that one not. Primary sequence goes on the left. I always miss this menu for some reason, but I recovered it, so that's okay. We're coming up to the very end of the run. We have the final boss to kill, and that's a boot it. Oh, we took damage, so we won't get the sword beams in the final boss fight. That's always sad. Then we get the fun Windfish music, the Ballad of the Windfish cutscene. The best instrument is the triangle, which we just picked up. It tries so hard to be a real instrument like the rest of the ensemble, but sadly it is not. And then we just wait for this cutscene to play out. When you're on a world record pace run, this is just like the part. When you're on a world record pace run, this is just like the heart. Like this gets your adrenaline run for me. Like this is where I have to like focus into the run. And world record is a 1:29:44 held by some jerkwad.
He's the world record holder.
Yeah, I'm the I'm also a jerkwad. Triangle is too an instrument. Mayonnaise is not an instrument. So I found a neat glitch today. Not useful for anything other than just to look at. I'll show it off right now. It's right here. If you lay a bomb in the windfish egg, the game just puts it randomly on a screen. I think it's because of the way the game screen wraps for this section. Okay. Now at the mash to get this first, I've got the first text skip. Now there won't be music for the boss fight. That's sad, but.
So here's the Kirby.
Kirby height. So I did not get the quick kill right there. You have to hold your sword out in a specific pixel to get the quick kill. It's random whether or not you get it, but that's okay. So we have Aghanim, second phase of the boss. He's a lot like A Link to the Past. He has blue balls and shots that could be or magical beams, balls that can be reflected back to him. 50% chance for blue balls, which are not reflectable, and you need to hit them 4 times. So the first 2 are always free. So that's 1 blue ball. That wastes 8 seconds. That's 2 blue balls. That wastes 16 seconds. That's 3 blue balls. It's all up to Aghanim now for this run. There's the 3rd hit. Okay, 3, not bad. Not great, but not bad. Then we do this. You can hit him before he shows up. Hit him 4 times, he's down for the count. Get our boots out. I'm gonna do the final boss skip. I'm gonna try at least. Okay, I know exactly this frame, so we're good. So I play the ocarina. I'll explain it after the game is done. So to the timer, time ends when when the screen fades to white after I touch the stairs.
Are you world record right now?
And time. So that's world record right there, guys. By
Holy cow, dude.
by a minute and 8 seconds.
Holy cow.
That was my entire goal for the marathon, was to get us a good world record.
Wow, dude. Holy cow.
So let me explain how that final boss quick kill goes. Did you play the ocarina on the frame? So you notice that the boss was spawning bats. The bats are supposed to chase after you, or he shoots them at you. If you play the ocarina, the game skips ahead 1 frame. So I try to play the ocarina the same frame that a bat is supposed to move. So it skips the game's cue to send the bat to move. So the bat gets stuck there. So then you get a bat stuck there by playing the ocarina, and then after that, you fight the boss as normal. And then when the game's forming the last form of the final boss, it sees the main boss, the thing you're killing, and it sees the bat. So it transforms both of those things into the final form of the last boss. After that, the bat has 0 HP because it's just an inanimate object. So that turns into the final form of the last boss and has 0 HP and dies. That sets the flag for the game to be completed, so it spawns the stairs. Meanwhile, the real last boss is still there and it's still attacking you, but we don't really care about that. We walk on the stairs and we call that a game. So there we go. That was a Link's Awakening DX 100%.
Dude, that's so crazy. Congrats.
Oof.
Meanwhile, RustySneakers.
Meanwhile, RustySneakers.
I haven't even gotten a D6 yet. We're about to get the last detail.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't really stream and watch a stream at the same time. So if I get word from the the marathon coordinators, I'll cut stream. Otherwise, I'll just let this go on. Again, we are speed stuff for charity. If I can ever get the name right, SS4C. We're raising money for Doctors Without Borders, a charity organization that provides medical aid and humanitarian relief to throughout the world to nations and people who need it, who are distraught, who are struck with famine, drought, war, what have you. They send doctors around the world to perform surgeries, give aid, provide medicine, etc. You know. If you like what you saw, please donate. It's a great cause. We still have RustySneakers in the race, but up next we have Gymnast86 doing a Majora's Mask 3D run. I think it's 80%. I don't have the schedule open because I was having internet issues. But thanks. That was a fun little run there.
Oh, come on, dude. I just missed the Zorlax jump.
The Zorlax jump.
Not that one. Go to me.
Actually, I'm going to talk a little bit more about that final boss quick kill. So I explained how it works. The reason I do it is it saves 5 seconds, or 5 to 10 seconds, depending on how quickly you do it. Normally, what most runners do is you can fight the final boss with just the boomerang, and the boomerang is it one-shots the final boss, so it's actually pretty fast. I actually first did that boss skip as a joke in a run, and I realized it was faster, so I was like, oh, let's do it from now on, and there you go. Oh, I have a local recording, Social Speedrunner, don't you worry. Don't you worry. I local record every run I do.
I'm not sure if my D6 route is much different than yours. I feel like it's probably pretty similar.
Yeah, I do some crazy strats in Dungeon 6.
Yeah.
For no reason at all.
They're pretty sweet looking. I like the play.
No, we had Red Tunic.
Oh yeah, I think that might, well, I don't know if this is
Nah, it probably wouldn't.
or not.
Bomb and egg glitch caused the world record. Yep, that's exactly it. Thanks everyone for the congratulations and the hype. I'm just happy that I was able to provide a quality run, quality in quotes, for you guys in this
So
marathon.
how much do you need to, like what kind of stuff do you need to do differently? Or do you think that's like a super optimized run?
Oh no, I missed a lot of equipment. I wasn't moving super optimally. A couple things here and there. My summer best is probably going to be below 126 now, or in the 126 range. But I saved about a minute on the former world record. My timer has 128.35 for time, and the old world record is 129.44. So that's about a minute and 8 seconds.
So that might have been one thing that was different. After you get the boss key in D6, do you save and quit, or do you just turn around and...
I do a super jump down the cliff that you can sometimes get stuck in.
Have you timed those? I feel like I timed them once and they were fairly similar, but I'm not sure.
I timed them. I don't remember what I got, but I do remember that the super jump was definitely faster.
Jumps faster?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me too much. kind of troll boss. Hopefully it goes well. Yeah, couldn't get the last hit. Hopefully I can, I don't know if I'm able to finish before the estimated time though.
I'm gonna see if I can get the stream up on my end so I can watch and maybe give a little commentary.
Sure thing. That's one of my favorite rooms right there.
Also, can you turn off the game sound? So I can see that? Sure. Actually, there is no more game sound. The game.
Yeah, it was all yours.
The game sound is actually done now. So, do you want me to just mute? What do you need me to mute anything for this? Okay.
Oh man, I don't know what I'm doing right now. So I just failed the D6 boss pretty hardly. Pretty hard.
Oh yeah, I got stream delay. And I have no clue how that'll work out with commentary.
Seems pretty tough. We're just about done. Just finished D6 boss. So now we just have to make our way back up to the final boss.
But I can end my local recording.
Yo, what's up, P-Dubs? Thanks for the good luck, man. It's been an adventure so far. Something happened to me deeply. It has never happened to me before, ever.
Oh, hashtag never happened before. That's always good.
Never happened. I mean, it's just because I upgraded the powder on accident instead of the bombs, and so I ran out of bombs, and then I had to search around for bombs. Yikes.
See, here's the big difference between my gameplay and Rusty's right now that I'm noticing. Is that Rusty does boots on A. That's probably where the discrepancy.
No, I don't.
I see boots on A right now.
I do sometimes.
I'm staring right at it.
But that is probably a big difference between itemization, or just our itemization. Is that okay? So no John's here, but I haven't ran this game in a long time, and so I kind of forgot a lot of my menuing, and so right now I'm just kind of going off the wing of my cuff right now, and so I'm not super worried about where my items are in like either A or B. But even when I did have my regular iteming, it didn't matter to me that much. I just tried to get them on as fast as possible. Whereas you probably switch them to where boots are always B and sword is always A.
Yeah.
And usually I try to make that a thing, but it does happen sometimes where they're not. But this is one of the only times that boots is on A. I'll be doing this fight quite a bit differently than Zorlax, actually, like a lot differently. I don't do the tech skip, and it's just something I haven't learned yet. It's for no reason really. And then I also don't do the deckle skip, so I don't do the pause buffer to try and get the insta kill. I'll be using the boomerang to do a lot of that. And yep, I will have sword on B for a lot of this fight.
Doing it wrong.
Everybody who hates that. But again, it's not a usual thing for me, it just happens to be how items work out for me at the end of the round.
But the game gives you the sword on A at the beginning.
I agree, I'm not saying
oh, I'm talking to Cravone right now.
Oh, okay.
Therefore, it's the right way to play this game. Well, something I didn't mention was the path in the egg is always preset in this game. It's preset until you read the book that has the path. If you don't read the book, it's always the same thing. There are 4 different paths you can take.
Alright, any guesses on blue ball count?
Less than 3.
Less than 3, okay, that would be nice.
So you can.
I'm gonna say 2.
I see you're doing the old school blob
Okay.
wood kill.
We're good so
Oh,
far.
and you got it too.
Yeah,
Nice.
I nailed it. I'm pretty good at that, actually. Okay, we got one blue ball so far.
Again, the blue balls are RNG. 50%
Alright, only one.
chance
That's
each.
not bad. Alright, and this is a fight that I'm really, really terrible at. I haven't learned the correct strats for this either. Right? Didn't go terribly. Okay, so right here is where it's going to be different. Zorlax did this crazy stuff of pausing and all the bats in business. I'm just going to throw the boomerang at him.
Yeah, it's a much easier way of doing it.
Except right here I got to do a lot of just kind of like sitting here and throwing the boomerang at him until he opens his eye.
And
Which is a little annoying.
yeah, and his eye opening is complete RNG.
There we go.
So
Alright, so like Zorlax said, time stops when the screen turns white after I touch the staircase.
okay, say done when you do it.
Sure. Done. Yes. not a good run at all, but it was fun. Awesome that we got to see Zorlax do a world record. That's pretty incredible.
So yeah, that was Link's Awakening DX. I'm sure we're gonna have a marathon coordinator come in here, but get hyped for Gymnast 86 doing Majora's Mask 3D 80%. That's always gonna be fun. I recently found out that Gymnast lives in the same city as me, so I'm gonna go stalk him one day. So that's gonna be cool. Other than that, this was really fun to bring to you guys. Donate if you have the means. It's a great charity, and I know the marathon has had its share of hiccups, but I think we're starting to get into our stride now, and it's been a lot of fun. So thank you, everyone.
Yeah, it was fun. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Thanks for everybody who donated. Thank you for getting this red tunic. It was awesome.
Yeah, the red tunic was important.
And yeah, make sure you stick around, keep watching, keep donating.